Welcome to the Jesus Show. Not that one.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm here in beautiful Honolulu. Can you see? I'm super close to the camera because I'm outside and I'm trying to film and the camera keeps wobbling, so I might have to hold it in my hand, but we'll see what happens. Also, real quick, top of the show stuff. Remember to follow me on Instagram at The Jesus Show NTO, Twitter, Jesus Show NTO, Facebook, The Jesus Show, not that one, TikTok, The Jesus Show, not that one, YouTube, type in The Jesus Show, not that one, or The Jesus Show NTO. Also, you can email me your questions, comments, and concerns, The Jesus Show NTO at gmail.com. All right. I got here yesterday. Also, right behind me is the street. So if you hear, you're probably gonna hear cars and stuff. It's a little windy outside too, but I wanted to give you guys a sweet ass view of the beach. And from Maui, part 2, I feel the view was very nice outside of my balcony because you were able to see the ocean. What was it, Kona? Kona was nice too. Kona was really windy also. But that was a nice view. But I wanted to get closer to the beach for you guys. And I think this one is the closest that I've gotten to the beach. And also I realized my face isn't that lit up. Maybe if I stand back, but I'm really not concerned about my face. You guys should be paying attention to the view. You guys can look at the view and then just listen to what I'm saying. But you know, it might not be that interesting. So you might have, what, 40, 50 minutes of me talking and you looking at a nice, beautiful view. So yeah. Let's see, like I was saying, I got here yesterday. Got here around 1:30. Got to the hotel about 2:15. Came from San Francisco to here, but the trip started with Chicago to San Francisco to Honolulu. And then today, in about an hour, I'm gonna have to start getting ready, and then we're going from Honolulu back to Chicago. So it's not too bad. One leg back, and I think I get back around 6 a.m. to Chicago, so that's really nice. I like it when it's just the one leg back because it reminds me of international flying, and that's what I miss, and that's what I want. So, okay, let's get into the show. Yesterday, when I checked in, both times, when I checked in for my trip, for the flight that I was working, most of the time they asked me, you know, I showed them my badge, and they have a little system where I show them my badge, and then they say, okay, you know, they look at our names and they go, okay, you're here. On my badge it says Jesse Velez. On my work stuff, everything says Jesus Velez. A lot of gate agents, and I mean gate agents, TSA people, Border Patrol people, or CBP, I guess they are. When they look at my name on my badge, then they look at anything else that has my legal name, Jesus, they always look at me. They're very confused. And I don't really know why they're confused, because if you turn my badge, like if you look in the back of it, you can see that my legal name is on the back. They just have to turn it. And, you know, usually I tell them, you know, to turn it. And it's just, I guess it's created more of a headache. More of a nuisance, not a headache, a nuisance. I get tired of having to tell almost every single person, you know, oh, it's in the back. Because they'll tell me, they go, this isn't you, and it's me. But it's not. Turn my badge around. Oh, okay, there it is. So it's just simple things like that. It's just irritating. Again, it's a nuisance. Now something that I've been, at least for the past 2 months, dealing with is when the gate agents go to check me in for the trip, they tell me, they go, I can't find you. And I go, it's right, it's under Jesus. And they start laughing. I go, oh, ha, 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 ha. Look at them. And they think I'm joking. I don't know why. It's really weird. I mean, I guess some people do joke around not some people. I'm sure they've had an instance where they've said somebody's name and they go, oh, but it's this, ha 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 ha. I'm sure that's a thing that they've experienced before, but I'm not laughing. I'm not, am I smiling? There's no, what I'm trying to say, there's no indication that I'm letting them know that I'm messing around when it comes to my name. I'm just letting them know, oh, it's under Jesus instead. And for the start, or for the trip when it first happened, when I was working Chicago to San Fran, I don't know why it really irritated me. Because I said it, and the gate agent goes, oh, ho, ho, ho. And I looked at him and I said, is my name funny? He looks at me and goes, no. And I go, then why are you laughing? I'm not understanding. I didn't tell you a joke. He goes, oh, okay, yeah, I see you here, Jesus. I just thought, why would you? I don't know. I don't understand why people laugh when I tell them my name or that I'm joking. I think it's a weird thing to joke about, if it was it. And I just dropped you guys. And here comes a... Yeah, I'm just going to hold you guys, because I think that's going to be better. And there's some cops. Skirt, skirt. I'm going to turn you guys around real quick so you see. So yeah, the street's right over there. Oh, and they just stopped right in front of the thing. You guys see it? You see it? Fire. Anyways, yeah, I don't understand why people think I'm joking. Like it's irritating. I don't understand it. Oh, there's this show that I've been watching on Netflix. It's called Love on the Spectrum, right? Yeah, Love on the Spectrum. It's on Netflix. I've seen the Australian. There's, I think, 3 seasons, maybe 2 seasons, and they're in Australia. And it's people that are on the autism spectrum, and they're trying to find love. And I found out about this show because the podcast Your Mom's House with Christina Pajitsky and Tom Segura, they were talking about it one time. And when they were talking about it, it just seemed like a cool show. Something interesting that I would want to watch, because I don't like The Bachelor. I don't like any of those other love competition shows. I think it's all silly. Because I also think to myself, they've been on for X amount of years, like let's say 20 years, 15 years. And I don't feel any one of those contestants that are on it are ever, like, they ever find love. Like, they're with the person for a little bit and then they like break up, or they get married, then they get a divorce real quick. It's just, I think it's just silly. So I started watching the show because of Tom and Christina. And it's really cool because these people that they feature, they seem very genuine. And the dates they go on and the things they talk about with each other, or even say to each other, sometimes it's kind of funny because, for example, if neither one of the people that are on the date like each other, they sometimes say it almost immediately. And it's kind of cool to see that, because in real life, that's not how it goes. It's not like you go out on a date with somebody, you're not liking it, and then you go, oh, hey, by the way, I know we've only been talking for 5 minutes, but I'm not a fan of you. And the other person says, yeah, I'm not a fan of you either. Yeah, okay. You want to just end it? I'm going to take off. Okay. That doesn't happen. Usually, and I can only talk, I can only talk for what I've done and the few things that people have told me when they've been on dates and it hasn't gone well. Usually you're on the date, things aren't going that well, and you just you don't spend forever with the person, obviously, or you don't spend a long time with the person, but maybe you finish dinner, maybe you have 1 or 2 drinks, and then you just end it, and then you leave, and that's it. So that's how it normally goes. It normally doesn't go where, like, hey, I don't, we're not compatible, blah 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 blah. So when they follow these people, and I think the youngest age was maybe 21, maybe 19, and the oldest person maybe early 30s. So the age range is it's not like it's just like 18 to 21 or 21 to 25. The ages vary. And now they just came out with Love on the Spectrum here in the U.S. So they're following people that are on the spectrum here in America. And I've only seen 1 episode. I think it's 6 episodes. And sometimes, man, I remember I used to work for, I think I told you guys, I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I used to work with the Special Olympics kids up in Susanville when I lived up there. And some of them were on the autism spectrum. And I always felt that these people are very genuine. Like when they tell you something, it's very genuine. It's not manufactured. Like if they think your hair's pretty, they'll tell you like, oh, your hair's really pretty. But I feel like normally some people say things, I shouldn't say normally because I don't want to make it seem like they're not normal. It's not what I'm trying to say. I guess usually you hear somebody, they'll be nice to you and they'll say, oh, that's a nice shirt, or oh, the way your makeup is done looks nice, or whatever it is, they give you a compliment. And it's not that it's not always genuine, but sometimes people just say it to be nice. But I feel like they're very, very genuine about anything. And it's almost cringy sometimes to watch them on the date because just of the things they say, like, oh my God, I would never have the balls to say that. Or I don't know how I would react if somebody were to tell me something like that. And the first episode, this one girl, she, they all want to find love. And she goes, I want to try to find love, and I want to try to find my husband. And she meets this guy, and she is like totally in love with the guy. And she's like, oh, you're so handsome. You're so attractive. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then she goes, I think I love you. And the poor kid, oh my God. You can tell he gets uncomfortable and embarrassed. And then he excuses himself from the table. He goes, I need to take a moment. I think he looks over his right shoulder and he looks at production. And he tells him, hey, can I take a beat? So he starts walking away from the table, and then he looks back at his date and he tells her, I'm so sorry, I need a minute, is that okay? She goes, yeah, sure. He walks away, and then she looks at the camera and goes, was it something I said? Did I scare him? And maybe it could have been, but then that's where episode 1 ended. So I want to, obviously I want to watch the rest of the season. But sometimes, like when in situations like that, I just want to give that girl a hug. Like, it's okay, like you didn't do anything wrong. But they have to learn also that when you're dating, sometimes you say things that makes the other person uncomfortable, and maybe next time, hey, don't say you love the person right off the bat. But it's a really good show. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you watch it. And I want to say the first season of the Australian one, I think like midway through, it made me cry. I can't remember exactly what made me cry, but I remember crying because I get invested in it. I get emotional. So, like I said, if you haven't seen that show, you should take a look at it. I don't know if I've talked to, I want to say I have. I don't remember. Anyways, what I don't understand, one of the things that I watch on the plane is when people try to get into their seat. Do you hear the wind? It's getting really windy. When people are trying to get into their seat, they try to climb over something. So let's say you're in the window and the person, you're sitting in the middle seat, right? Or no, better yet, you're in the middle seat and you're trying to get to the middle seat, and the person that's on the aisle is sitting down, is sitting down, and they're just watching you. And then you kind of wait, like, are you gonna move? And the person doesn't, and then the person climbs over them. I don't understand why people do that. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to get out of your seat and let the person into the row by getting out of your seat. Like, I don't understand why people want other people to be climbing all over them. I don't like it. I've had times where people are gonna come into the row that I'm in, and I'm on the aisle, and they automatically want to start coming in as if they're gonna climb over me, and I tell them, no, we're not playing that game. And then I get up, and then I go, now you can go. And then they get into the row, they get into the row, they take their seat, and then I say, there we go, that's how you do it. But to want to climbed all over, it's very odd to me. I remember one time in particular, I want to say maybe 3-4 years in, I was going somewhere, I was getting on the plane, and there was, I was in the window, and the two people in the row were in the aisle in the middle. So I had to get to my seat to the window. So I get into, I get to the row, and I go, oh, that's my seat right there. If you can just excuse me. And they look at me, and they were smaller people, very compact people. And they go, oh, okay, go ahead. And I went, no, how about you step out of the row so that I can get into my seat? They said, oh, no, it's okay. I said, I would prefer if you step out so that I can get to my seat. And they didn't move. They just looked at me, and they were just kind of half-ass smiling. And I went, and I remember looking at them, and I said, I'm going to make this very uncomfortable. And I did. I made it the most uncomfortable. I was almost pushing my crotch up against both of them as I was going into the row. I was hitting their legs. I even hit them with my elbows because I had my hands on the headrest. It's like my elbow was like hitting their head. I made it the most uncomfortable, awkward situation I could. And when I sat down, I said, was that good for you guys? And their face went from like kind of smiling to just horrified. They can't believe I just did what I did. And during the flight, I had to go to the bathroom. And I said, oh, excuse me, I need to go to the restroom. Or do you want to, or would you like me to climb over you again? And they got up so quick. They got up super quick. And then I went to the bathroom. And then on the way back, I was like maybe in the middle of the plane. When they saw me coming out of the bathroom, I looked down the aisle. They hopped up, just waiting for me to get back. And I thought, yeah, I mean, again, why would you want me? Why would you want me climbing over you? Anybody climbing? That's gross. It's weird. What it is weird. That's really what it is. It's weird. I'm sorry, I keep messing around with the camera, trying to get. So over here, real quick. Diamond Head is over here. And then there's more Cove over there. And then we stay that way. So Diamond Head is, I'm facing the street. Diamond Head is to my right, and our hotel is right over here, not too far from where I'm at. Have you guys ever, I'm assuming some of you guys have come to Hawaii before. Sorry, I'm fucking around with all this stuff. Have you guys ever gone to an ABC store? Do you guys know what an ABC store is? You see it right over there? Am I even showing it to you guys? Maybe? It's right across the street. An ABC store is a convenience store. I see it as, and when I try to describe it to people, I say it's kind of like a 7-Eleven, but with all kinds of stuff. They sell shirts, sunglasses, food, fresh food, packaged food, all kinds of drinks. Anything from, coconut water to just water, to beer, wine, hard alcohol. It's great. But the crazy thing about the ABC stores is that there's one. I feel like the ABC stores there's one every like 10 feet. So over here where we stay, there's an ABC store. As you come out of the hotel, you see it right there. And then on that same little area, you just turn the corner. Like you come out, you go to the street and you make a right. There's one right there. And then if you come out, again, from our hotel, and you make a left, you see the ABC store right there. But then when you make the left, there's one down the block. It's crazy. There's so many ABC stores. I think Vegas has an ABC store. Now that I think about it, I think Vegas has one. Maybe down at the Strip. I'm not too sure, but I think they have one there. There was something else. There was something else I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I'll leave it for a different episode. But it's kind of heavy. So it's June. What day is it today? It's June 6th today, and the baby is due the 22nd. So it's coming quick. Last night I met my crew member Sam. I met him yesterday in Chicago. Never flown with him, don't know him, but I met him and hi. Said hi. I told him, I said, hey, I do this thing where at sunset I like to get like 1 or 2 beers and just sit on the beach, have a couple, a beer or two, and just reflect on life. And he goes, yeah, he's like, we can do that. So myself, Sam, and some of the other guys from the crew, he rented a car, so we went to, I think, somewhere called Mermaid Caves. It was really, really nice. It was close to Aulani. And it was kind of cool to see Aulani in person, because when we were driving, I was like, oh shit, that's Aulani. It looks just like the pictures. And I'm having the beer, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just thinking about, man, I'm going to be a dad soon. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. It's just crazy to me that I'm going to be in charge of a life, of someone's life. I'm going to be in charge of making decisions, keeping this person alive, caring, nurturing, feeding, protecting. I'm getting emotional now. Oh man. I didn't think that was going to happen. Just saying it. Wow, that was crazy. It all kind of hit me yesterday. And it's crazy to go from never wanting to have kids to now being super excited about having kids. And there's a possibility that me and Allie have been talking about, because me and Allie were talking about, should we only have one? Should we have 2 kids? And then when we were talking about having 2 kids, I was like, man, we haven't even had the 1 kid, and I'm already talking about having a 2nd kid. But I think it would be nice for our son to have a baby brother or a baby sister. I grew up with Carrie and Greg, and Allie grew up with nobody. And sometimes you can tell that Allie never grew up with anybody because I'll make fun of her, and I'm making fun of her. Everything in good fun. That's all it is. It's just in good fun. But there's a lot of times where she doesn't, she'll tell me, she's like, you're being mean to me, and you're just making fun of me to make fun of me. And I tried to tell her, no, I'm joking. And in her defense, there is some shit that I say that is a little harsh. And she's definitely not, she didn't get that growing up. But the shit that me and Greg tell each other, sometimes it's pretty harsh. And we'll just keep badgering each other, just poke. But to us, that's how we joke with each other. That's how we kind of let each other know, hey, I love you. We tell each other we love each other and we hug. But sometimes I definitely have to cool it with Allie. Because she'd be like, what you said, that was really mean. I go, but it was a joke. Like, I'm joking. So that's one of the, not just that, but that's one of the reasons, like, well, if, he has a brother or sister, maybe he'll learn to go back and forth with him or her. And it's also, I think it'd be nice to have a brother or sister, so you're not, alone. But that's one of the things that we've talked about. We haven't landed on, for sure, we're gonna have a 2nd kid or not. That's still a conversation for down the line. But just thinking about everything really got me yesterday, and it was just nice that I have that opportunity to be able to, like, how many people can say, I went to Honolulu for work? How many people get that opportunity to do that? Not a lot of people. And I'm definitely very fortunate. And when I have those times to reflect, it's nice. Like, yeah, I do it in my hotel room if I'm in, Syracuse or in Des Moines. I still reflect, but it's just when you have a nice, a nice scenic background like this, it makes everything a little better, I think I'm gonna end the episode. I'm gonna end it early because it started to get really windy again. Well, it was windy, but it's windy and it's messing with my audio levels. And I think I hear that like static thing again. And I just started hearing it, so I don't know if you guys have heard it through the whole episode. And if you have, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna need better mics. But guys, thank you again for listening to the episode, watching the episode, following me on Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Guys, remember, tell everybody you know to rate, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week.